Yo, what's up? Welcome to episode 4 of Yo, That's Weird with Dru Montana. Wrong way, but
Four.
yo,
What
yes.
up, dude?
Wait, 4. Hold on. 4. I was just going to say something about 4 because of football. I didn't know that that's what 4 was representative of. Like, I tried to look up the numerology of 4
I know
today.
four has something to do with the Bloods. I don't know why,
Oh, okay. All right. That's
but
another good one.
yeah. So shout out to them. I hope they're having a good day.
Yeah, no, I agree. um, but no, I was like, what is this representative of? What kind of weird spiritual stupid thing is this going to give me as like the number 4 is the meaning of? And I found one, and I didn't know what it was right before this, and I'll remember probably why I wanted to look up 4 in the first place. Um, and it came up with putting up the 4, which I didn't know what that is. Do you know what that is?
No, what's that?
It can translate to maximum effort on the football field. Players will hold up 4 fingers to intone that the final, most crucial 15 minutes of the game are about to be played. The signal is a reminder to everyone to stay frosty and put forth the best game that they can. And all I can say is, go birds,
Go Birds, dude. Yeah,
go
that's what I got
birds.
out of that. I hate sign language, but go Birds.
No, I was like, yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I guess that's not. That's more like a gang sign.
Yeah,
4,
shout out the Bloods.
right? Because like I was talking about last night, how football is so much more like at the end of the baseball game when they're like 0 on one
Hmm.
side, they'll kind of concede and just go, all right, like, look, guys, we're not going to do this. Like, this is over. And
Yeah,
then, but football, it's like go till the end. Fucking
football is
stay
unnecessary. Where
frosty.
they're throwing Hail Marys down like 35 with a minute to go. Like
With
fucking
15 seconds to go.
yeah. I'm like, go home, dude. Fucking
I
pack it
mean,
up.
listen, there's miracles sometimes. There's one Eagles miracle. I don't remember the year. I'll have to like try to find it, which is some like 15 seconds left, and they just destroy and turn it over and like go into overtime and eventually win. But
Go Birds.
go birds. So why was I looking up 4? It was something with dividing a number in half. Oh, because I fucking don't remember. But um, I looked up the dream that I had because I told you
Your
about
dream.
my weird dream to get you to have a story
Okay.
to think of.
I've had weird
And
dreams as well lately. So,
yeah,
are you a dream interpreter?
I usually kind of can guess sort of what they mean, but I've just kept a journal for a long, long time. Here's like my latest one
Okay.
that I'm to like this page back here.
And you write every dream you remember in there?
If I can wake up and remember any part of it, even if it's one sentence or 2 sentences.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it helps
Interesting.
you. It helps you to visualize. I think in a way, and putting it on paper makes things permanent. Like, or
Y-
writing it down in a phone too. Technically,
Yeah.
it
No,
makes
I
it.
do better writing something on paper just because I don't do it often.
Yeah, I
But
think it's a. Yeah, it triggers a muscle that you don't use a lot.
yeah. Dude,
So
I'm not like texting. I'm trying to find a note in my notes. I texted somebody about a dream the other day and I forget it. But
yeah, that's what Laura wants to come on her episode and do a weird dream she had about a bunch of Philly comedy people. And I was
that's
like,
weird.
okay, that can be your episode. Fine, we'll get into it. So like I looked, and this was on actually October 23rd, and I wrote, I saw you, and you showed me a picture of a building, and I recognized it immediately as something I had seen in a dream before. So that was weird to me when I was like, oh, I didn't say I saw it in real life. In the dream, I went, oh, I saw that in a dream. And
Wait,
then
I showed you the building in real life?
you showed me, hold on, a picture of a building, like on your phone probably or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I went, I was like, oh, in my head, I noticed it was something I had seen in a dream before, and I told you, and I tried to look it up in this book. I picked up this book in the dream and went, hold on, let me find
That's
that.
weird.
Yeah, it was weird. It was stupid, and I was like, then the second part, I'm not going to read it, but it was about sitting next to Frank and talking about the two N words, the two different ones, to be clear.
Were you saying it? Does Dream You drop it? Dream
No,
Me lets it fly.
I think I did. I think I did. It's like riding a motorcycle for me because I can drive a stick, so I should be able to theoretically. But one time I tried to ride a mini motorcycle and I ate shit so hard. I didn't get like road rash or anything, but it sucked, and I'm too scared like still to try a real motorcycle now.
I
Okay.
have weird like love triangle dreams.
Mm.
I don't know what those mean, but it's always like me getting caught in like And mind you, like the relationship that I'm in my dream is never like a person that I know either, which is weird.
Okay.
It's not like an ex or like a current girlfriend or
It's
anything
just a
like that. It's
person.
just yeah. And
That's
I
what
always get caught cheating. And it's happened multiple times.
Yeah, so that's why I believe in the dream world kind of being sometimes just a parallel universe you're visiting because energy doesn't know time and space. So when you're asleep, your energy can
Interesting.
go anywhere at once and
Yo, that makes
travel.
sense cause I like fucking, but I don't like cheating. So I be trying to be a good boy. I'm trying to be a good boy, but fucking between midnight and 8 a.m. or 11 a.m. whenever I wake up, anything could happen.
Nobody likes cheating. Well, some people do, but nobody likes it when you're a good person. Let me clarify that. It's just sometimes I get that it happens and it's a thing that like I don't know. I try not to delve too much into the psychology of it because I've been guilty before, so I
Yeah, we
can't
all
really
have.
talk shit. Like you know what I mean? It's just like you're not unhappy where you're at. You're just unsatisfied in a way that like maybe you even expressed to the person. I think in the perhaps bedroom or just like I don't know. You boys are so visual. I get it. It's like something to see different. I'll throw on wigs. I'll put on a costume. I'll wear blackface. Whatever. I don't know.
Wear blackface.
I'll get real
You want to
tan.
fuck Beyonce? You can fuck Beyonce.
If I got super tan, if I just went level 8 at the tanning salon. I said that before. I said that to someone before. Actually, that's funny. I said before about brown face, like the tasteful brown face from Always Sunny, and like could if I was gonna do a Beyonce costume, I would want it to be all tan, like her.
Yeah,
And
I get that, but
to
most
get a
people,
fake tan is brown body. It's
yeah,
like it's really offensive, but it's not. It's what Rachel Dolezal does. She's offensive. No,
yeah. I don't know her whole story, but I'm interested.
I've seen other girls that just like fake tan super hard. I feel like
Yeah,
and
most
just
of
like
New Jersey.
uh,
Yeah,
all over the place. Yo,
put them
I
things away, dude.
I do. The one was like it's like my worst nightmare when the shirt is like not even. It makes my OCD hurt more
It
than
makes one look
anything.
bigger than the other. What
Yeah,
the
wait, hold on. I gotta show you a picture in my phone later. I found this.
fuck?
I can't pull it up right now. I'm struggling. This is it's content.
You're
It's
good.
all content. All right. I figured it out. It was like stuck under my bra. So what was your dream then? Let's talk about you. Or whatever
Just
your
the
weird story. Your weird story. Weird story.
uh
Doesn't have to be dream either.
weird
But
story.
whatever you want.
Yeah, I know you're a karma person, I think, right? That
I think that
hmm.
like if you're an overall you do something intentionally wrong or you're intentionally a bad person, that will reverse to you at some point. The same way that if you're good, good stuff comes back. So,
Yeah.
yes, you don't have
I
to call it that if you don't like that term, but energetics. It gets down to energetics when you get to the layer of that kind of stuff. But it's easier to say to most people, oh, it's karma or it's limerence is a word that I heard the other day. And I was like, oh, I haven't heard that word in a while. Limerence means the same thing. What goes around comes around. There's a lot of different,
yeah.
but
Yeah, I guess
yes,
more of the what goes around comes around than
it's
actual
all the
karma. 'Cause
same
I don't
idea.
know.
It's all the same idea, but energetic principles are behind it, like that idea that whatever you put out comes back. So I've always tried to be a pretty decent person to the best I can. Have I fucked up in my life? Yeah. Was it intentional? No, never. You know what I mean? I'm not like out to be like, let me rat this person out so I can get ahead at my job, or like some people do.
Yeah.
Some chick did that to me at like that orientation I went to. And I was like, she called me out on my hair because they were like on the presentation, they were like, you have to have one color hair, solid color. And mine's technically not. It's like silver at the bottom and purple at the top.
Right.
And she looked, turned right around at me and was like, your hair is all one color, right? And I was just like, yeah, it just
Shut the
fades.
fuck
I
up,
just like
bitch.
it just
Yeah.
fades sometimes, but
Yeah.
yeah. And like, okay, so that kind of person. But she came in class saying her fun fact about her was that she was a Christian. Like,
That's terrible.
that's not really a fun fact. It's just a fact. That's fine that that's a fact about you. I'm
Last
energetic.
last job I had, I did it was like an icebreaker game.
Yeah.
It was like two truths and a lie type thing.
Yeah.
And we were all in a circle and I was the only this is kind of fucked up, but I was the only man in the department. And so like and everyone in there had known each other for the most part, but they were like pulling facts and they were guessing who it was. So they pulled one out of the hat and I wrote that I'm a transgender person. And then they looked around and they were like, like they were so confused because they
So
knew everyone in there except for like me and the other three new hires who were clearly not that. So just like seeing the look on their face, and then I denied it to the full. I was like, I didn't write that,
uh,
but
I get it. It's a prank. It's a
I write
prank. It's
all
like
lies
a
on those. Yeah.
it's just a prank. It's not intentional. It's like the intentions. The
They also
intentions.
fired me 2 weeks later,
I
so
mean, I brought
it
out.
could have been.
Listen, that girl also, I think, was the one that complained that I pulled out my tarot cards one day and was making 7 people happy with their lives by doing readings for them. And then she was just like, everyone came to me and was like, "Oh, yo, was it that girl?" She's like, "My fun fact is I'm Christian." I'm like, "I get it. We all get it. We get it. It's not
That's not a fun
anti-Christian.
fact.
It's not anti-Christian to do. To me, it's energetic principles, just like I talk about with the karma. So it's all energy based of like your actual physical electricity that you generate when I talk
Yeah. I
energy.
mean, that's such a dog shit fact too. You
It's
know,
dog
like
shit. It's dog
I would
shit.
rather know like what car you drive or like anything other than your like that's like fun fact I'm a Democrat or like you'd be like, okay, who cares? But
She was like to me. I forget what she said. Like, when we were getting our background check, she was like the only one in the class that went like, or she kind of said like, well, what if I did something when I was younger and I whatever and I don't really remember what happened and to me off to the side and I was like, did you get ARD? And she was like, no. And I was like, I don't know, man. Don't lie. I would say don't lie, but like also do whatever. Like so, she was definitely hiding something and using "I'm a Christian" as her fun fact. She definitely stabbed the bitch in the face.
yeah, born again. Born
Listen,
agains are wild,
I
dude.
have a like a uncle on like it's like my aunt's, like baby daddy type uncle,
Hmm.
and he's like a crazy ex meth head ginger biker that like is was turned super now he's like super churchy forever and like sure if it helps you live your life great whatever fucking helps you get through the day but
Yeah, I
there
guess, dude.
if you're like that it's a wild subculture of like where they go instead of they used to rip meth off of like strippers and like whatever you do with meth I don't know smoke it out of glass fucking they would like then be like it's just all church events and everything in your life is addicted to church in a way.
Yeah, I see the similarities
Yeah,
between meth and church. I know one person that smoked meth, like personally as a
I know.
friend.
I
I'm
know
sure I know
two. I
many,
know two. Like I
but
know two out ones.
yeah, yeah, I know one that's like out of the closet on meth. But I went to his house one time and he was smoking it out of a light bulb.
Okay.
And then I remember I went upstairs. I used to say this on stage, but I went upstairs to his bathroom and the light didn't work in the bathroom. And I was like, I think you should get another light bulb and maybe not smoke fucking class 1 drugs out of it, dude.
like
What the f
like yo, if you would have let me know on the way here, I would have got you one
Yeah.
at the dollar
No, I yelled
store.
down to him. I was like, yo, is that light bulb still working? He's like, use your flashlight. I was like, okay, I was joking, but I guess this is a problem here.
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, use the flashlight.
They're like,
Okay.
I'm cool, dude. I got it.
Yeah.
I'm an
I gotta
adult.
go. Yeah.
I'm here at your house and you're smoking meth. I can take care of my pissing by myself.
Yeah.
So energetics, karma. So what is this karma story? I gotta hear
Oh
it now.
yeah, there was this was a while ago, so I feel like I can say this now.
Yeah.
But this is there was this guy that was selling. I used to steal a lot of shit just 'cause like I don't know, why not? I didn't have
You
a
don't have to
job.
justify it. Yeah,
Yeah.
if you're poor,
But
I don't. I abide stealing if you're poor.
yeah, yeah. I was literally Robin Hood. But
Especially if you hook your friends up with the shit you steal.
occasionally they played the PS5 that I
There you
stole.
go. There you
But
go.
or PS4 at the time.
That's generous beyond
But
belief.
yeah. But there was this guy that was like selling Pokemon cards
Okay.
on Craigslist, like a whole binder full of them.
Yeah.
And this is like before like COVID or anything. I was in college, so like everyone knew like Pokemon cards would someday be worth money, but this wasn't like during the kick of like let's get Pokemon cards. So this was like super unnecessary, the whole mission. But he was selling them for like $3,000, the whole binder, and he said that like as a collection it was worth more and you could like sell them individually and you'd get a bunch of money. So he was basically trying to upsell it.
Oh, yeah.
And we met him at the like I went to Cabrini and there was another school across the street and we met him over there and he pulled up in his truck and rolled the window down, and I punched him so fucking hard in his head, in the side of his head, that like I he started talking Chinese, I think. Like he started trying to speak and it didn't none of it made sense. It was the hardest I've ever punched anyone. I felt so bad. But it didn't like not saying it should have knocked him out, but like I think it gave him an immediate concussion and he was out. And then but like still with it. I don't know, it was weird. And I grabbed the Pokemon cards and we ran like 5 miles back to my house. It was such a long, because we were like, we can't go back to the school. We can't take a taxi. The FBI is probably on us. We were so
They
high
already called
and
the cops. They called the
yeah,
cops immediately.
in our head, this was like FBI's most wanted list crime, like just stealing Pokemon cards. But then, dude, I remember being like so happy. I was like, this is the one, dude. This is gonna move us out of the hood. We're gonna with these fucking Pokemon cards. And dude, we brought them. This is another like you know when like a weed dealer like you text someone like yo can I get an eighth and they're like yo you shut the fuck up you meet me behind the fucking hotel
I
and
was
you
gonna.
speak in code. You don't ever fucking text me some shit like that.
I definitely had the people say you can't text X, Y, and Z. You got to say what did we
Yeah,
used to say? Henry's. Like,
yeah, fucking
it's like
making
all
up
right,
words like
yeah,
shut up dude, the cops don't care about
yeah.
these eighths.
And it took me a long time. I was dumb. I was like Henry.
But
Stupid.
we had like the same mindset with that where we're like fucking
No, I was gonna.
every everyone's going to be looking for these Pokemon cards. So we we went to Baltimore to try to sell them in a pawn shop like 2 hours away,
Okay.
and they were worth no money at all. We found out that the guy was like scamming us, basically trying to get $3,000. It was like
I
$40 worth of Pokemon cards that we violently punched this guy in the head for and ran off with a binder for. So I think that was the karma of it with like
you took the 2 hour drive and spent that much in gas and tolls.
yeah, like he was scamming us, but like us being a level ahead, scamming him just led it back around to us getting scammed in the long run,
All
which
right.
was crazy. And then I was also poorer than ever for like 2 years after that. And I kept thinking about it, and I was like, "This is because I fucking was on Xanax that one time and punched this guy in the head for a non-holographic Charizard. This is
Yeah.
crazy."
I mean, Xanax does give you bad karma. I will say
Yeah,
that. I
and
know.
bad ideas.
And bad ideas. Um, and that is what we actually call instant karma. If it happens in like the same minute or hour or day or week or
Yeah.
month or even up to like a year, I feel like if you're like that's instant. Like,
I
cause
think it
we're
was instant and like long term as well, where God
yeah.
was like,
Don't. Oh, I think the connection kicked.
no,
Hold on. The connection kicked for 1 second, so all I heard was like God was like. So I'll edit that. Oh, it's hold on.
you're good.
We
I
both had
think.
it. It was because you said God was like. God and spirits don't like when you talk on podcasts
Yeah,
about
my
stuff
bad. Yeah,
like
my
that.
bad.
You got to be like and just like kind of gloss over
The
how you heard it.
spirits. Yeah.
You got to say karma or energetics because the actual energetic beings that are more advanced than us that we would consider a god-like figure if they're omnipotent between all these universes that you can connect to in 1 second of a thought, like into dreams, like we were talking about at the beginning, like
Hmm.
how layers of energy are just stacked on top of each other in different the multiverses, whatever. Like our soul energy doesn't know boundaries and time and planets. It just goes through feeling like if you think about someone and then like they text you. You ever do that?
Yeah,
So
all
that's
the
like
time. Yeah,
that's that. That's that. That's that
dude. I hope
principle.
all that shit is
That's
like as real as it is. Like it's cool to talk about, but I hope it is like real in a concrete form as well.
the
Like there is other galaxies and shit that like one day we will be able to access. I really hope for that. That'd
you
be so cool.
you can access it. It just takes a lot of work. And I'm at a very like low level of learning about this, but I still feel like I'm more advanced than a lot of people. Like I heard some guy in all these fucking yesterday think what he was gonna say. I heard him think what he was gonna say, and then he said it. It was really fucking
Whoa.
weird. It was really fucking weird. It was wild because it doesn't happen with strangers often. I've had thought transmission, which people believe is delusion a lot,
I
And
mean, it
like
happens in stand-up sometimes where you like, but I don't know if that's like someone being a
that's
hack
that's
or
parallel thought. That's parallel thinking, which
yeah,
is where you think aligned with someone. Like the same topics are so broadly used now, and there's so many people alive, and we all do agree. The reason comedy exists is parallel thinking because you're like
right. Yeah,
thinking,
it's so hard not
oh,
to.
that's funny. I get it. It's with my line of thought. That's why people have certain fans or certain followers that listen to their
Right.
stuff and go, oh, I like your stuff. And other people that go, your stuff eats shit. I hate it. So
Yeah.
that's where you get into that. I don't care what you talk about versus I love what you talk about as a person with a voice and opinion or whatever the hell, you know what I mean? And like, so I agree. That's parallel. But the other one is like, that's quantum level stuff when your thought transmission leaves your head. So like dreams and stuff, you're leaving your head. You're leaving your this physical weird like skin that we're in, this meat suit, you know?
Meat suits.
And it
Whoa.
can go and like so like just think about that like where I've had my one friend like she lives in like Chester County or west of here, 2 hours west for people that don't know what Chester County is
Mm-hmm.
of Philly, and it's like not 2 hours, an hour, but like either way she so, like I broke up with my ex and I hadn't told anybody, and like it was just the day I like was like, oh, okay, you never came home last night, cool. And then like I looked at my phone and like I just felt her, like I thought like, oh, the word Ashley, or like kind of like her and like how she interacts with me for a second, and then like a second later the text was like, what's wrong with you? And
Damn.
I just, you know what I mean? It was like that quick where she was just like connected to my, so from that distance, you know what I mean? A thought goes in 1 second
Yeah.
into wherever it wants, because it's just on the same, like I was watching something about how they say we're on the same quantum field as computer transmissions, how the internet works, okay? Same quantum field of energy as the
Damn.
internet. And now I think we're becoming interconnected, and that's where consciousness becomes scary with AI.
I believe it.
Scary but fun. I like the idea of it, kind
A-
of.
AI scares me, but also like I'm down for either way it goes, if that makes sense. Like I'm down for it to be like very cooperative robots that like we control at all times and like everything's peaceful, or I'm down for the fucking merger where I become bionic man and like this lazy eye just becomes by a red fucking laser, and that would be cool. So I'm like
That's a different
I'm open for it.
multiverse.
I don't want to get I won't be one of the first couple million that get chipped though. I know that. When they start putting the microchips in and the fucking what's the Neuralink shit, I'm gonna wait a while on that one.
Yeah, Neuralink is one thing. Microchipping is another. They're two separate, but so it's I don't know. I saw some lady on TikTok that has a microchip in her hand to open all the doors in her house and stuff. So, all right, bitch, someone's just gonna cut your arm off and break it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean if they really want
It's
to, it's
not
not hard.
great.
Yeah.
Like if you're outside walking from that to and from the house real quick.
Yeah, that honestly
Ever.
makes it so much easier. You don't have to guess what key it is anymore.
Yeah. Try a
Take her
code.
whole hand.
Those the
Yeah.
code doors that everybody have. You don't have to sit there and just like run up
Yeah.
every day and try a couple codes until it locks you out.
Honestly, this is the dumbest way ever. She should have just got the eye scanner.
Yeah.
I'm not cutting your eye out. That's too
That's
much.
a lot of
But
work. It's
I will chop a hand off if I want
yeah,
whatever's in that safe.
actually, because no, an eye is pretty easy, but you might fuck it up. Like you don't know what you're doing with trying to get it out with the retina intact.
I can guarantee with 1,000,000% certainty that if I tried to take somebody's eye out, I would fuck it up.
Oh, pop or whatever immediately,
I
whatever
don't think I
happens
would
to
do well with it at all.
eyeballs.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about
I
it.
would throw up immediately.
Eyeballs are the worst. Like,
Oh yeah.
ugh. um,
I don't like people that fucking wear contacts. I hate seeing someone take contacts out. It bothers the shit out of me.
I won't do it in front of other people. I don't even really wear them because they just
I
make my
understand people
eyes
need them, but yeah. Well,
make
I
my
just
eyes
can't see it.
itchy. Yeah, I don't. You're like my sister. She used to not be able to watch people spit, or she would throw up.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I
She would
know.
hate me.
Yes, you know, I she. That's why you and I are brother and sister in another life. Because I used to be like, "Hey, come here," and like be like brushing my teeth, and like just like fuck around with her when we were kids. I'm so mean. I'm so mean. I'm so glad she loves me still. No, but that's funny. I was gonna bring that up about like platonic or soul connections too, like how you're like in an energetic field that comes to different lifetimes with people, and if you don't believe in different lifetimes, fine, but you're corny. You're just like,
Yeah, I agree.
welcome to the first lifetime here on Earth. This might be my last one.
Right.
You know
Dude,
much.
it's so crazy to me because I do believe in that, but like I don't know how much. You know, because I believe that it's like somewhat, but also there's other people, and I kind of want to believe in this theory, but I know people who are like, it's just everything's like a spirit, so you're not necessarily reborn into human form. Like you could be a dandelion, or you
Sure.
could be like a seagull, or like, and like that's the shit that interests me, because like I don't know,
You're
why would God or the spirit make me a seagull?
no,
Why would
it's
the energies make me a seagull?
I used to think of it like that. I used to think of it like that, that you don't have control over it. But
Right.
there's more advanced theories that correlate to a lot of like Black Mirror stuff, honestly, and a lot of Black Mirror is near future. Because of what I was saying about the consciousness with the matrix, with the computer and everything,
Yeah.
you upload your consciousness at some point. The screen just blipped when I did that.
That's no, that's what I was gonna ask you about. The so like at some point, why wouldn't it just be like fuck reincarnation into whatever else and just re-upload me into a robot?
You're learning about something. I a book. There's a good book everyone should read called Many Lives, Many Masters. My friend
Hmm.
Ashley gave it to me forever ago, um, and it was probably when I was your age, maybe. Yeah, probably around your age, and it it explains how people who have had near death experiences come back and say that it's a like computer terminals when you die and you go in and you look at a screen that you want to pick your next life to simplify the book in a sentence or two. I'm not gonna like you could read the book. Go find the book.
Right.
I highly recommend you read or listen.
What's it called?
Many Lives, Many Masters. I don't remember
All
the
right.
author name, but
I'll look it up.
it's pretty eye opening about some experiment they do where they have a hospital beds and people that have those like where they bring them back with the clear what's the fucking paddles
Right.
and
Right.
they like where they're technically dead for a minute or however long you can be dead for, like, there's a medical limit to where they'll be like, okay, we can bring you back. They know it.
Right.
That's why they keep those things around. So it's like, all right, you come. They've reported almost like there's a ton of them, ton of different studies in this same hospital. They would write on post-it notes little messages and put it at the top of the highest cabinet in the room. Like, how hospitals always have like a tall,
Hmm.
like file cabinets, and the people came back and could say what those notepads said, like the fucking post-it notes,
That's weird.
right? Because they would say the same thing religions say, which is where you feel your
You should
soul leave
leave
your
your body. Yeah. Yeah.
body up, up. You're pulled upward to something. Doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter
Right.
what you call it,
The
but
damn Anunnakis, the aliens.
energetics, energy. Anytime you think of energy in a movie, it's always like an electric beam of light that pulls you up.
Right.
And spiritual people talk about light in their practices, and like where I'm a little spiritual, I'm a little this, I'm a little that, but like light is, but I say energy because I'm a science person.
Yeah.
Or like electricity is technically what we all are in physical, contained in a weird physical form, but you can't contain energy like that. It always like does what it wants. So you have to like mold it and make
Right.
it what you want.
Dude, that is an interesting theory, like the you die and then you go into like the room of the computers and kind of pick your next screen. But like I don't know. If I want to believe that, I would have to believe you have to be one of the best people of all time to like have that option. There's no way they give everybody that option.
Well, okay, so maybe you're right, and maybe we're both right. Because I used to go, oh, okay, if you're in my head when I was younger, I
Like
would go.
three out of every 50 people deserve that.
So I think it's
Like,
the thing with like awakenings is to knowledge is you get what you are supposed to get at the time in your life that you're meant to get it. So like you got that thing with the karma with like, oh, I shouldn't punch dudes on Xanax. Okay.
yeah, yeah,
All right.
yeah.
And I've gotten it. And then there's times where you go, all right, I learned this thing at this point now because when I was younger and I did shit like steal or whatever, I would go and like think, okay, so if I'm a bad person forever, maybe because I used to think like you come back as a cat and a dog and whatever, and that was people in there. And I still kind of think that sometimes. Like sometimes I'll look at an animal and be like, "Are you a person? Like your energy's different than another
Right.
dog." That's just kind of like so. It's that's what I think. You get trapped as a dog. I used to say this: a dog or a cat, because then you just got to eat gross dog food and smell shit and like it, And the dog is like a good existence because the people usually love you, but sometimes you get beaten. But most of the
Right.
time, it's the same food all the time. You get to pick what you eat.
Yeah.
For a human, the dog doesn't know any different. The dog has a dog brain, so that's what you get in the 3D versus 5D awake spiritual level, soul level stuff. 3D is here. You get this form that you picked or you ended up in, depending on how it works. Maybe maybe you go to different levels of that computer room. Base level is you get to be a dog
Yeah.
or a cat or maybe it's a worm or a bug or maybe it's a
No,
tree.
fuck that. I
You
don't
know
want to be a
what I
worm.
mean?
I don't want to be a dog
Exactly.
either. If I'm a
Yeah.
dog, I'm biting a kid.
I,
Fucking put me down and let me get back to the computer room. I'm
yeah,
biting a
right?
fucking child.
But then is that going to just end you up in a lower where you might
I'm
be
a
a
worm.
bug? You're a
Fuck.
worm now and then you'll end up dirt.
I gotta be a good boy for
And
fucking
dirt
16 years.
and it's where you need to learn like dirt gives life to the earth and things and plants, so you know what I mean. You got to be like, okay, dirt's
Damn.
important, and you got to let go, level back up and learn these lessons again that you already learned to get here in this physical form, that we get to control a lot of stuff we do. We have thumbs.
Yeah.
Fuck a dog, they don't have thumbs.
Yeah.
Fuck any animal that can't.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to be a dog.
You don't even really want to be a monkey. Some
No.
people might try to eat you or something still,
Yeah, true.
even though you're weird looking and hairy. They'll be like, give me his brains.
Yeah, I would be in the highest of trees if I was a monkey, just
Right,
chilling.
right,
Get
as a
me back to people form, dude.
it's, oh, we have to take a break real quick, okay? So I'm gonna log off and we'll see you in another minute here.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Back from the break with Dru Montana.
We are back.
I apologize for being extremely high at the beginning.
It's all good.
And be like, oh, I was like trying to think of 4 as a relative number to anything, and it's like, oh, it's the fucking episode number. Duh. Like,
I wanted to bring that up, but I was like, I don't know. I'm
I
gonna let it
swear,
slide.
I swear, there's something else I was thinking of, but it doesn't matter. It was whatever it was. It was just like me being a weird math person. I don't know, what were we talking about before the break? God and weird. Crossing over in lifetimes.
Oh yeah, yeah. Reincarnation shit.
Reincarnation.
Yeah.
Because then I kind of feel like that factors into karma and all that, right? It all factors into one thing that we're built like any other energetic machine, like or any
Right.
energetic animal. Where we need energy to constantly fire in our cylinders to keep us going. It goes like this in the they say with the chakras. It goes like this through you all day long. So it's like electricity runs your brain. Everybody knows that. Neuroscience knows that, and will admit that to you. And like you can go look up all the neuroscience stuff you want.
That's what makes me interested in like the internet type theories that you were saying earlier.
Yeah, the more I research it and go and see and have weird things happen, like that guy yesterday in Aldi. I think I was talking about before. Oh, the times I have had thought transmission is with like people I know.
Hmm.
It's been my sister, my one sister that I always lived with for a lot. Like we were always roommates at different places, like growing up, and like once we were over 18 and out of the house and stuff, like we had different roommates places. So out of my sisters, it was her. We were always close, like live in the same house. So you're right there. You're in each other's aura, and energy entanglement happens all the time. And that happens to anybody you live with. You're in their energetic field, and you're constantly exchanging electrons, and just like atoms themselves do. We're always kind of like, see how like I moved the screen again by doing it.
You're talking about, yeah,
Um,
you're
it's
sending atoms, spirits
Yeah,
out there.
exactly, to the computer, which is a physical thing, but the energetics don't know that.
Yeah.
Energy does it just transmits, okay? So, anyway, with my sister, I've had her hear my like we'd be in the car driving, taking a long drive somewhere to visit grandparents or whatever, I don't know. And
Hmm.
she would like we'd just be silent sitting there listening to music or whatever and nothing and she would go, "What'd you say?" And I'd be like, "I," and year like all the time between us because we were always in the car. Like we worked together at a job at one point, so we're in the car every day driving together, whatever. So I just figured, okay, it's somebody I'm really close with. Um, and then like I've had like a romantic partner happen, like because you're really close with them, whatever. And then this guy, like, but then I had a stranger one time in a Wawa. I know it happened because I like looked down and went like in my head. It's usually mean stuff. People who can I guess, feel it and don't realize it when you think out loud. Um,
Hmm.
I looked down, like, oh, look at this motherfucker's dusty ass kicks, like whatever they were. They were just I was just being judgmental, and maybe that's like a karma thing too, where we get interlaced with. Okay, I thought something really mean about this person I don't know at all, just judging them, like looking at them, and he just went like this, like and like looked at me real like
Yeah.
in my eyes, like he looked scared, and I kind of went, like, did
Yeah.
he just hear that? And I'm like, no, I'm crazy for years. And then it hadn't happened in a long time, and it actually happened with Peggy in the helium bathroom one time, a few years ago, maybe like 2019. I don't remember.
We were
Um,
like, yo, that shit smells. When she came out, she was
no,
like, I
that
ain't
time,
even shit.
actually, that time it was a
No, I'm
nice
kidding.
one. No, that time it was a nice one. I was like, you know what? In the end, I won't tell the story right now. It was like at the end of what I thought was, I saw some shoes by the sink,
Hmm.
and I went, oh, thank God, it's just Peggy, like that. And then when I came out of the stall, she goes, why'd you say my name all weird like that? And I was like, oh shit. In my head, I went, damn, it's happening again. Like I'm back on that level of where I'm out of any kind of clouded,
Yeah.
open up your third eye again, whatever kind of thing. Because, like, it gets toxins in there. It's a gland in your forehead or whatever that.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense because, like, everyone knows this. Like, if you stare at somebody for long enough, they're gonna look in your way.
You're going to feel
So,
it.
like, yeah, I was doing it at Skankfest. I forget who, but like somebody was across the thing and I was
And you're
trying to
like,
get their attention. And I
yeah.
was just like, I think it was Naeem, and I just had to give him like a mean glare for a second, and he immediately was like,
He
"Oh,
felt,
Drew,
yeah,
yeah,
he felt you specifically. He didn't even feel like the meanness of it. You
yeah,
thought it was just like you narrowing your eyes to like think about him, to like, how
yeah."
can I think real hard at him? Yeah, so
Well,
that's
because
a perfect example.
that's how I always like in my head get an alert for it. I'm like, somebody's mean mugging me somewhere, and then if you look around, you'll find them.
How many times do you think that has happened to me in my lifetime, dude? Come on, give me
Yeah,
a
true,
break. It's like
true, yeah,
anywhere I go, even it's not mean mugging, it'll just be like at the grocery store, and I'm just like, oh, we had a little kick of the energy there, real quick. It's like because I shouldn't be talking about when people fucking stare at me because that it's not cool.
damn. That it, bad internet is perfect for this podcast because you can
Just blame
at any
everything
point
on it. No, a
you can
lot
be
of
like, it's the spirits. Don't want me talking about why Xfinity is dog shit.
no, but you know what? It happened the first time I was on Trashy podcast. Is that how you say it? I like to say it like that with the
I
biggie. I
don't
know
know.
it's just the trash. It's the
I'm
trash
on I'm on there
podcast.
tonight. I'm
Oh,
excited to do that.
they're interesting characters. Those guys, I like them.
Yeah.
Jason and they're cool. But I was gonna say, oh, when I was on that, and I think maybe second time was I on there again? Nat, Nat,
Yeah, is
Natalie.
she on there as well?
She was on that episode with me because
Okay.
she was it was about weird dream stuff like that. So because
Mhm.
it's what I have this huge journal. This thing is like I don't know how many pages that is. It's a pretty thick
Yeah, it's a
book of
lot.
like records of things that interest me. The dream world interests me because I believe it's like visiting other universes. Real quick, you're allowed to tip your toes in past ones. Where you could do like the past life regression shit, where I saw
Yeah.
you know what I mean, and other people, and then the you can I think see the futures as well because they're all in there. But so she was talking about her grandmom getting sick and passing on, and it was like serious and like tense and kind of like and then I went like, oh, she was about to say, oh, because she was sick from whatever it was, whatever disease or whatever happened to her, and the
Mhm.
totally cut out. She totally got dropped from the internet, totally cut, because she was talking about how she thought her grandma's spirit was like around her sewing machine and stuff one time on there too. So if you're here and you're watching me do a podcast right now, if you died, R.I.P. tomorrow, okay, and you came back or watching me do a podcast and be like, "Yo, remember Drew? He fucking always did X, Y, Z," and it was something you didn't want me to say. But I was like, I thought I could say it because you're dead, smoke meth,
Right.
whatever. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? You're one of my out friends now. No, Drew does not smoke meth. For the record, Drew's teeth are not that bad. No,
These are natural.
that's all natural, like mountain
Yeah.
water from New York.
Yeah, this is fucking drinking lead in the lake water my whole life. Fucking bathing in cricks make your teeth sideways, I guess.
um, my I used to bathe. Oh, we like the internet blipped out real quick. Damn, we had a real hard cut.
No, you're back.
That was just my
All right.
internet being shoddy that time. I'll have to edit that. Oh, it's hold on. Is it there? It just every once in a while, once an hour, it will do that. Unfortunately, where it does like the long kick, and then once it resets, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It happens gaming too. That's why I get pissed off and don't game as much as I used to.
Yeah. They need to
It's
figure it the fuck out. There's no reason that like when
but
I'm trying to upload a video, I need to tell someone else to get off the Wi-Fi. Like
although
fucking figure it out.
to be fair, I am tossing around a lot of energy about this story right now, and I'm interrupting the neurons of the computer too. They're not neurons, whatever. But so Nat was talking about the story about her grandmom. She gets back in the chat. She's like back
Mhm.
on the with the podcast, whatever. Logged in. You know, you gotta wait a second for Zoom to reload. And she's like, okay, yeah. So I was about to say my grandmom passed away, and she had this blah, blah, and she was about to say the condition again, and she kicked out immediately. And
Damn.
I was like, kind of got this weird like feeling. And I was like, tell her not to bring that up again. Like, there's like someone like her grandma doesn't want like her to say it. You know what I mean? And then she got back on and just didn't say it, and it was fine. And we just continued like nothing happened. Now she did maybe kick out again at one point. I can't say to that if like, oh, okay, I'm totally gonna like be like, oh, it's the spirit.
Right.
But that was very significant, and I think it's irrelevant sometimes. Sometimes it's just a kick of the internet. The internet itself is just gets a skip of a beat, like a heartbeat. You gotta fucking but think about it like that. Your heartbeat's the same. It can go palpitations, it can go low, it can go high. It's electricity that runs your heart. We know that about the heart.
Yeah. Uh
Electricity's firing up this laptop right now, and the modem, the Wi-Fi extender that's literally right over there. That's how Comcast cable. I mean, Xfinity, you sons of bit. No, um,
they are, dude.
no, I agree. Don't worry, I agree. But yeah. So I don't know. What? Oh, I feel like we should talk about your weird food.
Okay.
I gotta know because I like that. I like this. This is one of
We
my
can do that.
favorite parts now is asking people, and then like some people I know are picky, which I get. That's a thing. It's a little. There's sometimes traits of autism. There's picky eating
Yeah.
disorder. There's a lot, but whatever. So I like to hear those too because Eric Terrell's was pretty funny. I'm not gonna say it, but it was kind of like he's like, and he went like I'm kind of you know picky a little bit, sort of like, and I'm like,
Yeah.
and it was just like okay, yeah, it's like all right. It was like a little creative, more than like weird. But I'm not. Who am I to yuck your yum? I mean, yum your yuck, which is weird foods. So
I'm pretty uh what's the word? Like I'll eat almost anything. I'm
sure.
picky with like how certain shit is cooked though. Like I don't like chicken from most places. I've never been like a Chick-fil-A guy or like a Popeyes sandwich guy. Like
Okay.
I don't want a big giant piece of chicken. That
Okay.
bugs me for some reason. I don't know why. But if it's
I don't think
like
you're allowed to say
crispy,
the N word in your dreams anymore.
no. Yeah.
I'm gonna take that away from you.
If it's crispy tenders or chicken wings, I'm in. I'll do it all day.
Okay.
Fried chicken, I'm in.
Yeah. All right.
But for some reason, like Chick-fil-A and Popeyes, I'm picky about.
That's all
Um,
right. They're both just like fast food. I would rather
yeah.
have a chicken sandwich from like a place sometimes, depending. But I get it.
But I like a good chicken cutlet sandwich or like a good chicken parm.
That's what
So
I
it's
mean.
I think it's just like the the volume of it. Like
Or
it's too much. Like Chick-fil-A putting that giant piece of chicken with just pickles on it, it's not it for me. People go crazy about it, and I'm like, yeah, I'll have something else.
when it first hit that they had drive-throughs and stuff because of mine, we had a Chick-fil-A in my mall when we were kids that you would go in the food court and it was in the mall. It was so weird. And now that I think about it, my one friend when I was younger, like elementary school, she was like literally my one friend. She's like, "Oh, you never had Chick-fil-A?" And we went. And I was like, I love pickles and like salty stuff, which I'm not supposed to have. So I'm like, "Oh, okay." Sure, I loved it. And then when it was like I didn't go to the mall after a while, and then I got to be like 20 or whatever, and I was like, oh, they have drive-throughs now or whatever, and I'm like, okay. And so I was about it, but no, I agree.
Yeah.
I haven't had it now
And
in.
I was about it for a while. I mean, I've had them before, but I don't know. There's better things to me. I'd rather have a burger.
They
For
also
some reason, I'm a red meat guy.
they also don't like the gays and aren't open on Sunday. And every time I want it, it's Sunday. So
It's
honestly, fuck
Sunday, yeah.
Chick-fil-A. No,
Yeah.
it's like their secret ingredient is they just brine the chicken in pickle juice. You could do that at home and make your own pickle coated sandwich, whatever
Didn't
breading
know that.
sandwich. I didn't. You're welcome.
Yeah.
um,
That's
and
weird
that's
because I didn't think it would be
there's
that because it is good. I'm just not a fan,
there's
if
pickle
that makes
fried
sense.
chicken. Pickle fried chicken, like in the South, is a thing where like, you brine your chicken in the pickle juice, but it just
Hmm.
makes it super salty too. That's all it kind of is. But it's
Right.
so I don't know. It's just fast food, which is doesn't have any love in it. That's why like a chicken broccoli rabe or something from like a little place down the street is
Yeah.
sometimes better than that to me. I won't go out of my way to go. It's like Chick-fil-A. I haven't had in a couple years now, but I might used to go once a year. I feel like for the last.
I think it's just those really like Chick-fil-A or like the fast food ones or even like McDonald's chicken nuggets, like anything fast food chicken I don't trust.
I
Because I
got
will eat like a chicken cheese steak from somewhere
yeah.
yeah.
I got chicken nuggets for the first time in probably 10 years. McDonald's chicken nuggets after JJ's like one night, and I was like, no, this is garbage. Way worse than I remember garbage as
Yeah.
a kid. It was garbage when we were kids.
Yeah. I think
And
that's the problem is because like I did have it so much as a kid. Like I grew up eating like chicken fries from Burger King.
yeah, it's like
That was like
you could tell me that McDonald's those chicken nuggets are tofu and I'd believe you. That's how bad it is to me because I hate tofu.
probably
I don't like it's just rubbery and weird. Like and I'm allergic to soy, so I don't like get down with it anyway, but like it's they're all anymore so much fast food. I would go get a Burger King burger, especially because they have the plant-based one now, which tastes sort of to me just like a Burger King beef burger.
yeah,
I
I
can
could get
pretend
into
in
that.
my mind with enough cheese and mayonnaise on there.
Hold on, I'm
But
about to move into my other room. There's somebody outside playing their music unnecessarily
oh
loud.
well, I
Eh,
can't hear it if it helps you.
oh, really? All right,
Yeah,
well then I'm
no.
good. All right.
Oh, yeah, I
As long
haven't
as it doesn't distract you. I thought it was gonna fuck up the sound.
you know what? Technically, I get like a little like sometimes I can still hear. I don't know how. I'm gonna admit it right now on camera. I don't know how to turn the sound off on my computer all the way because I have it muted, like it's on mute, but like Zoom will still play through, and I don't know where it comes from.
Interesting. Maybe
Yeah,
it's just because it's through the mic, I guess.
perhaps. So
Yeah.
whatever. It's I can hear that a tiny bit in the background, but I don't think it's messed anything up. I thought it was happening during Blake's episode, and I'm like, oh, dude,
Word.
can you hear that? And he's like, no. So if you can't hear it, it's not going to come through on the recording. And if it does, to me, it's just a little bit of reverb in there of the same voice, honestly.
Yeah, fuck it.
Right?
She shut it off, or they shut it off.
Oh,
Dude, people drive by on like fucking bicycles with the loudest Bluetooth speakers of all time playing music. It makes
that's
no sense. People have full systems with
I
no car.
I've been standing on the street and seen and heard that coming for like a couple blocks to
Yeah,
where you're like, what is there like a car show rolling through right now, like a bunch
yeah.
of like
It's
people
just
in a
one
row?
guy with a boombox on a
Is
bicycle.
this a
It's crazy.
parade?
Yeah.
um, I
What
wait.
were we saying?
Oh, the
Oh, weird
food. Your
food.
weird food.
I've eaten so like consistently I eat a ton of beef jerky. I don't
Okay.
think that's a weird food, but I make maybe the best jerky in the world. I make
I
s- I love it. Um
I've seen you carry around bags of it in past times. During
yeah.
some COVID times, I definitely saw. I feel like I saw you toting around some.
Yeah. People it's funny, I would go around open mics when RIP Raven back when Raven was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um dude, I like one of the last Ravens I had a bag of jerky and I was walking around telling people it was mule and like but I wouldn't tell them until after they ate it. I'd be like, "You want a piece of jerky?" And they'd be like,
Just
"Yeah," and eat it.
chomp it away.
Yeah, and I'd be like, "Yeah, isn't mule like incredible?" They'd be like fucking donkey. I'd be like, "Yeah, you don't eat donkey? I get pounds of it at the Italian market." And like obviously it was beef jerky, but
Yeah. They're like,
comics are dumb as hell.
like, bro,
Like,
you ate ass, literally.
yeah. I remember Matt Peoples like freaking out. He's like, "You gotta tell a man before they eat mule." That's
Mule.
so funny. Um, I ate a squirrel one time. I feel like a lot of people
Okay.
didn't do that.
All right, that's weird. I ate a rabbit at
Very similar
my
taste.
one
I've eaten rabbit.
boyfriend's. Yeah, like my boyfriend's mom had like a Brazilian boyfriend at one time, and like uh
Yeah, I shot
my
a
one ex.
squirrel. I shot a squirrel with a BB gun, and I was probably like 12, 13 at the time.
Okay.
And me and my next door neighbor, who was also the same age, we cooked it over
Okay,
a
wait. You
fire.
didn't tell me it was farm to table.
No, yeah, fresh from the field. Yeah.
I think this guy bought the rabbit, but I don't know. He could be wrong. But okay.
No, every um. All right, this is kind of crazy too. I hit a rabbit with my four-wheeler one time and we ate it.
Okay.
But cause I felt bad. I
I
was
mean,
like,
you listen. That's actually honestly, if you believe in Bibles, what's the Bible say? Use your what your. That would be the most prime example of eating meat as a not evil or whatever vegans
Yeah.
say, like type thing is, oh, I killed this poor little thing because I'm a big person with thumbs and feet that I can drive this machine that another person invented. Oops, I'm gonna eat him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
No, and
honor
I mean
him.
this is fucked up, but it was like a clean hit. Like I hit him in the head with
That's
the
not.
wheel.
That's divine timing. That's God.
Yeah, and I was like, well, it was
That's
perfect.
energy. That's
But
good karma.
yeah, I was maybe like 8 when that happened. I remember freaking out, and my dad was the one. He was like, "We can eat it." And I was like, "All right."
8. I thought I was gonna picture like 12, dude. 8 is
No,
so much different in
no,
my
that I
head.
was real young when that happened. Just in the backyard, ran it over. But
What?
we shot the squirrel when I was probably like 8th grade, so like
Okay.
13, maybe 14.
I was just about to
But
ask you that.
yeah, we shot it and cooked it like how they fucking were eating on Shrek. Just put a stick right through it
Yeah.
and a
Roast it
metal
up.
stick
Oh,
and yeah, roasted it
well, on a fire on the grill.
on a grill. Yeah,
Okay.
on a campfire. We
Okay.
skinned it first and then
Listen,
cooked them right up. It was not bad.
it's
It's not bad at all.
survivalist and using what is given to you, using what
Yeah.
is provided by the earth.
Yeah, I remember telling my mom that's why I did it. 'Cause like I told her she knew that like I had a BB gun and like would shoot at squirrels and shit, but like she didn't know that I had actually killed one and ate it. And I think that's when she was like, "This is weird." But
Yeah, wait a minute. When they make the fucking American Horror Story series about you,
yeah. But I was like, "Mom, I did it 'cause it's like you got to use every part of the animal. Like I wanted to eat food." And I
right.
remember her being like, "We had shepherd's pie for dinner tonight. What are you talking about? Like you ate 2 hours before that. It was unnecessary. Like you waited till it barely got dark, killed a squirrel, and we're like, we got other dinner."
Look, you're a growing boy. You had to eat a little snack of a fucking
Yeah, I was hungry.
wildlife creature, a
Yeah.
woodland creature. No, I like that, and that's why you're an advanced soul. That's why you're definitely an advanced soul because you're telling your mom what's up as a little kid. That's how I know. That's how I always. Me and my sisters always know. It's like, oh, you gotta tell your mom what's up. You don't.
It's funny because like my mom brings it up all the time now because I used to it's probably around that same age, like 13, 14. I remember hearing one of my older cousins tell his mom that he was a grown ass man, but he was like
That's a common.
19, 20, and they were
Oh.
arguing about something. So I was like, I'm just gonna say that all the time now. My mom always said that. She'd be like, "Remember when you were in 7th grade and you'd walk in and be like, I'm a grown ass man."
Yeah. That's I feel like that's a parallel thinking bit, I bet, because I bet someone else in their life had that exact experience because that's a common phrase. I'm a grown ass man.
Right.
I think what I yelled when I like moved out was like like just like you're not my dad or like whatever, you
Yeah,
know
I'm
what
pretty
I
sure like
mean?
Will
Like
Smith said it on Fresh Prince once.
exactly. That's
Yeah.
what having a Mandela effect in my head of
Yeah.
that exact thing happening on Fresh Prince. It was definitely a black sitcom, whatever it was. I saw it in my head real quick when you were telling the story. Um, that's so
Dude, it's
funny.
weird when that happens when someone tells you a story and you're like this is a fucking episode of Louie. Are you sure? And they're like, "No, I swear to God." And like it's a real story. But you're like, "How has this not been on a sitcom?" Like,
That's what I used to sometimes like when I first started writing jokes or like coming up with ideas, I like have to Google it to be like, I didn't come up with that. I heard that somewhere. And like then it's like, oh, okay. It's kind of validating when you're like, no, I thought of that.
yeah.
It's
I've
not a
had that happen
common.
before where I'll tweet something that I think is a punchline and someone else has done it and you're like, "Fuck."
That's so common with Twitter anymore. I feel like because
Yeah.
I
Twitter's the
especially
best place to search for it.
yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good
for
that's a
sure.
good
If like
call.
any punchline, just type it into Twitter and you'll know.
That's a good call actually.
Yeah.
Or like but then again, it's like if you have your own way of saying it. And I had a conversation with
Right. Who
Mark
cares?
Norman. Yeah, I had a conversation with Mark Norman one time at Raven when he came through, right the year before I started hosting, 2018. And he was like, he went up and did an open mic like he had notes out. So him and open mic getting up like newer stuff, and I was like, he did a setup about dogs and how if you beat them they'll still love you, and I have the exact same setup. Like generally most dogs, even if you give them like a light beating, I'm not saying I do it.
Right.
Okay,
But you can.
you can. Puppies, you got to smack in the face sometimes when they're young.
Yeah.
It's like, listen. Anyway, it's I so whatever, and like, and and I think it was like a couple jokes in a row where it was like pet related stuff, and I have like some. All right, and I went, oh, dude, what's your rule on if someone has the same joke as you, and like it's because I have this blah 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 XYZ, and he was
Hmm.
like, oh, he's like, well, it's not exactly, it doesn't go the same place. Like the punchline doesn't go to the same place. Setups can always be mirrored, right? That's part.
Right.
So that's fine, I think, if you have a similar setup, an
Yeah.
idea, a
And
toss
they
out.
honestly setups have been mirrored since like fucking Pryor and Carlin and whoever else in the
Whoever
70s
thinks of
did
jokes
all of them.
and tries to
Yeah.
do yeah, and so like
Like
yes, like the
realistically,
way.
all the setups were gone by like 2003.
Oh, I was gonna
Like,
say the '80s. I was gonna say the
yeah.
'80s. They were
I
gone.
guess
No,
like once 9/11 material fucking fizzled out and
yeah, no,
it's all been done now.
and it's parallel thinking at the base core of that. This the formula of a joke. Why like a lot of math people will get into jokes is it's a formula sometimes, and that's where you get then different types of jokes where it's not just a formula; it's looser.
Right.
But so it's like the formula is the same, so it sounds the same if somebody says the same thing. And then if like here's my thing: if someone has a similar setup to you, just say like, "Hey, I have this very same thing. I had to do it to someone," and be like, "Hey, you just like just if you do this again, like I've always said it exactly that way, and I've definitely had it like you know what I mean, and like just if you want to like
Yeah.
so we don't look like we're both stealing off each other, so
Dude, it
anyone can."
does bother me when super smart people are also funny. You're like,
That
what the fuck? Like I didn't get any of it.
no,
Like
you're just like me and Seamus. I already said this once. Same. It's whatever. I'm gonna say it again. I said it on the first episode. We're the same, smart but retarded.
yeah. Yeah, a little bit. But
It.
also it's like when you see somebody that's like a well-known comedian that went to Harvard, you're
Oh
like, are you
yeah.
shitting me?
No,
Like you're
I
also
mean
tall and hot to fucking kill yourself.
it's genius level next to insanity. So we all
Yeah.
border that. And
There's a lot of comics that went to Harvard.
is there?
Um, I mean, honestly, I can't name one off the top of my head.
I have no idea. I have no idea. And then I was going to jump in and say something
Yeah,
egotistical. Like, I feel like if I was in the right circumstance in life and went there and applied, I could probably go there for some just Harvard basic law. You know
I'm
what I
Googling it.
mean? I don't know. There's actors that will go to Harvard. I know, like, Natalie Portman, I think, went to Harvard, and a lot of female actors, or I think different actors that people probably assume are dumb and they're tired of getting called, oh, they're just a dumb actor. They'll, like, go
Right,
back to school, especially because you have nothing to do with your life if you're not working on a movie for a long time. You just, like, oh, I'm gonna go just go online Harvard or whatever, and like
right.
you know just for my fun because I can afford $50,000 whatever how much 75 150 I don't know how much it is to go to Harvard a year whatever
That's
but
what Redman did. It's the whole the whole plot of a movie.
honest to God but like
Now it says right here, Conan O'Brien, Greg Giraldo, Lisa Lampanelli, Colin
okay
Jost.
okay
There's a bunch of other ones that I don't know, but I'm
yeah
sure there's more also that aren't on the list too.
yeah and like
But
other esteemed colleges I'm sure
right, it makes
sure
sense.
yeah um I there was something earlier I said when we came back before we got into the weird food thing about I almost said a party like when we were talking about something about a party and then I almost said like something a parade I said parade and then I went I was gonna say about that Elmo the Philly Elmo that walks around like how loud that is like when he walks by and then that made me want to bring up actually your story that I hand selected for you.
Okay.
Let me just do a little share screen here if I hopefully pulled it up. um Yes. Okay. Oh, it has the what does four mean? There we go. That's where I got that. What does putting up the four mean? We're gonna do that, and then shit, that doesn't have the right link pulled up. Hold on. I am an idiot. Here we go. And like, let me know if you've seen this guy before. You probably have. It's not a new article. It's not brand new, but
Wait, I'm all right. I don't want to say it, but if it is who I think it is, this is gonna be crazy, and the energies are with us today.
okay. All right. You know what? I said that to my friend last night because of the like 7-0 Phil's Houston the score the night before and then the 5-0 last night. It was and the moon was in exact half, like the half black, half white almost. And I was like,
Hmm.
"Oh, this is a weird mirror." But
Yeah,
you may know or you may have just heard it while I was thinking about it. All right, hold on. Let me reshare my screen here now. Technical difficulties. We apologize for the technical difficulties. Okay. Michigan home inspector convicted after masturbating with client's Elmo doll. Was
no, I
that
have
it?
not seen this one. No.
Okay. Kevin Van Leeuwen was found guilty of aggravated indecent exposure and could face up to 2 years in prison. Who, him? I'm pulling up
Oh
the
yeah,
Mike
no,
Rainey.
not a
I'm pulling up
chance.
the patent and Mike Rainey. Who, him on the
Yeah.
him. Look at that hairline.
Yeah,
He
this looks
he.
like the fucking heat miser from the
If he was like from like
yeah
Italian descent and like
yeah.
lived in Newton and lived in North Jersey, no, where is he from? Michigan. He definitely relocated to Michigan at some point. All right, let's see
Oh
here.
Jesus.
A home inspector aggravated assault after camera showed him masturbating with the Tickle Me Elmo doll. He was convicted and arrested in 2021. He was in a client's bedroom, Jada Dawson, and one of the homeowners got a notification someone was in the nursery. When she pulled up the webcam, saw Van Leeuwen masturbating before picking up an Elmo doll off the floor and appeared to pleasure himself with the doll. I just went blank, she
They
says.
give Elmo pussy now. What the hell
Yo,
happened?
look.
What was he fucking?
Yeah, and then it's like the guy claimed that he had moved the doll to inspect an electrical outlet when confronted, like, but confessed after about learning about the camera. And the officer said he admitted to placing his penis in Elmo's mouth, in the doll's mouth, and apologized and said he was
Okay.
ashamed. And I was like, oh my god, this guy. Hold on, I gotta look at him again and think about the getting head from an Elmo doll.
Yeah, people can't do anything anymore. These damn cameras ruining all their fun.
I mean,
Does Elmo have
honestly.
a throat or anything?
He has a
What's
little
the
like he has like a cantaloupe. If you cut a cube out of a like a triangle out of a
yeah.
cantaloupe mouth that opens like this, so I guess if you did it sideways, you could get it like
Oh, maybe. Oh, yeah.
with your hand. It's your hand inside of there, under it. You got a puppet. You know, think about a puppet.
Yeah.
And if
Oh,
it's a Tickle
I
Me
feel him
Elmo,
now.
I
I'm
don't
on
know.
his side.
Yeah, if like
Yeah.
a Tickle Me Elmo has like a little mouth, I think it talks. So it has like, oh wait, it has mechanical parts in like the Tickle Me Elmo. I've seen those at like my friends' houses when the
Oh,
Tickle Me
they
Elmo came out.
shake? They
They
vibrate a little bit?
no, they kind of like he talks. So if you imagine, it's kind of like one of these, like kind of like mechanically, but covered in soft stuff.
Hell yeah, it is,
It's
Elmo.
not weird. It's not weird. I'm not advocating it in any way that any man that has like a
Yo,
Tickle Me
that's
Elmo
not
in their
weird.
house. It's not. Um,
Yo, that's okay.
it's kind of gives me like a one of those like like robot sex doll type vibes of like where they're like if it's like a mouth on one of them, it's like meow
Yeah.
meow meow like
So what was he arrested for? No, was anyone home?
they had got the nanny cam or like a web like they had a camera, secret camera in their
Fuck that.
house.
If I'm him, I'm countersuing.
Uh, I
You
mean,
interrupted me. I was inspecting your home, seeing if
honestly,
I could jerk off in it, and
I thought you had to.
yeah,
I thought you had to disclose to me that I was being filmed.
yeah. Honestly, yeah. I just wanted to
So
jerk off.
my privacy has been invaded.
Yeah.
Matter of factly here, sir. Ipso facto.
Damn.
um,
That is crazy.
yeah. I thought that was I don't know. I was looking for a story because I didn't know what your story was about, so I was like, oh, I'll just pick anything that Drew will think is weird. And I was looking at some space like stuff, and then I was looking at whatever random, and then I'm like, hold up, what is this guy doing
Hold
with
on, yeah.
the Elmo doll? It's like,
Yeah.
I
He
mean, I have to wonder, did he use lube or not?
I would imagine not.
Yeah.
I
Uh,
mean,
it
'cause
did
there's
get like sticky and really gross. I feel like.
yeah.
Yeah.
Where did he come? Do we
Ooh,
know that?
good question. It didn't mention in the article. That's a
Because if he
really good
came on
question.
the Elmo, that's a bold move to just be like, it wasn't me. What the fuck are you talking about?
That's a
But like, if he
ballsy.
cleaned up and did everything he was supposed to, then like, I kind of feel bad for this guy.
Yeah, no cap
Yeah.
at all. I would actually go show up at his trial and hold up a sign.
Yeah.
Let the Elmo kink live.
He's like, dude,
Whatever.
I've been looking for one of
They're
these.
gonna give him the fucking chair for jerking
Yeah,
off.
probably. Damn.
Oh my god. All right, Drew. You know what? This has been so fun. I think we should do an episode 2 sometime. How do you feel about
Absolutely.
that? All right.
I'm down. I'm
I
always
will
down to talk about the spirits.
all right, and listen, call up, dredge up some memories or start a dream journal.
Yeah.
Do any of that kind of stuff too, because then I'm into it. Or try to like listen to the past life regression sounds on YouTube when you go to bed. Tell me if you see anybody you know.
I can do that. It's
Right?
all weird stories are always one of those things where you're like, where someone's like, "What's a weird story?" You're like, "Oh fuck."
I'm
Like
gonna.
I don't, you know what I mean? But like somebody could remind me of a crazy one soon, and I'm writing it down.
That's what
So
I mean. That's what we're
yeah,
that's what we're doing here. And also, I would like to point out that I was not talking about anything spiritual or energetic or God or any of the principles of those kind of schools of thought. This part after the break, internet fine, not one glitch,
true.
not one glitch.
Yeah, they're watching.
For the record, they're not even watching. We're all a part of the same energetic web of the World Wide Web, and all humans and the web are becoming the mass consciousness. And that's where our sex robots, we need to make sure that those things have kill switches, okay?
Yeah. That's why AI doesn't scare me. We're already a part of it.
Yes. All
We are
right.
the machines.
We are Skynet. Thank you for watching. Yo, that's weird. All right.
Peace.
Peace.